Thank you, and thank you for joining us. It's your day here in this virtual summit to learn amazing things from a lineup of accomplished individuals, but it's also, I'd like to say, my personal views here, it's a time to reflect. No one has the perfect words to address the atrocities in our society at this point, but as brands, as businesses, as marketers, I'd just like to say it's, in a way, your responsibility to do so. And again, speaking for myself here, so I'm hoping that you will find ways during the day that help you promote, activate meaningful change through marketing, messaging, through your own personal conversations. That's my hope. And with that, let's begin the session today. It's a sort of a crash course, if you will, equipping you to understand the ways that you can reach a special audience and one of unduplicated reach. This means, of course, if you're wondering what that means, it means you don't have to worry rather so much about bombarding the same users with the same message because they might be seeing ads already on other platforms. That's not the case. And we're going to learn more about this platform, Reddit, and how marketers can benefit from the latest integration with AppsFlyer, so between Reddit and AppsFlyer, allowing you as marketers to plan with confidence because you can understand LTV, you can ultimately optimize LTV and ROI. So let's meet our panels. I'm your host today. I'm Peggy Salz. I'm a mobile analyst, tech consultant, and more importantly, our panel, we have Ashleigh Rankin, Senior Manager, Growth Partnerships at Reddit. She leads performance sales team on the East Coast, coming there from the West Coast recently. Previously head of user acquisition at Fetch, leading mobile growth initiatives for some of the largest clients in the space. And for us here at Mobile Growth Association, winner of the People's Choice Award winner for the 2020 MGS Emboldened Women of the Year Award. And for me personally, one of my favorite guests ever on a podcast that you can check out on the MGS 20 YouTube channel. And of course, next, Larissa Klitzke. Klitzke. I got that time, Larissa. That's the beauty of being live. I just know you as a Larissa, and I enjoy your company as such. So I will just put myself out there saying that. You lead sales enablement for AppsFlyer in North America. You bring a unique perspective to the team with 7 years of agency experience in cross-platform media planning. Roles at M&C Saatchi, Carrot, working with leading brands, Microsoft, Amazon, Sony, Red Bull, and importantly for us here, a thought leader and an author of 2 marketing guides, one on OTT marketing, which I'll have to check into actually, and another here I'm seeing MarTech Strategy, another one that I also encourage you all to check out, and we will be sharing these later. It's all being recorded, so if you're taking notes, or you just want to soak it in, just do that and be our guests here. So I want to kick this off with understanding a little bit more about what we discussed at the top. You know, I mean, in eMarketer, for example, Ashleigh, you know, they call you the platform that may appear small at first, but quote, you have unique and engaged audience that is not to be ignored. So I'd like to understand, and our audience would like to understand, what is that and where is Reddit right now?
Yeah, so Reddit essentially is a network of over 100,000 active communities. And those communities are based on interests. So people come to Reddit for anything from cooking to sports to cats standing up. We have over 430 million monthly visitors, which makes us one of the top 5 sites in the US. But I think what's actually the most interesting about Reddit is how leaned in and engaged our audience are and how you can't find them elsewhere. So on Reddit, users actually spend about 36 minutes per day on site, which is awesome. You're really getting into the content there. And I think in addition to that, you know, you can't find Redditors on other platforms. So 71% on Pinterest, 58% on Snapchat. If you want to diversify your audience, I think Reddit is really the place to go because you will actually get new users. So that's, I think, what's been really exciting for me to join and to see and to be able to sell in the last couple of years.
Okay. And with that, Larissa, I'd like to put the same question to you. I mean, I know AppsFlyer as an MMP, but AppsFlyer is much more. Who is AppsFlyer right now?
Yeah, so obviously we were founded about a decade ago, and really our mission when AppsFlyer was founded was really to provide a measurement framework for the mobile ecosystem, really when no rules existed, and people weren't as savvy as they are today. So just a few stats on kind of our numbers. Since then, we've grown to be the top player in the MMP space. And we actually do a lot more than just mobile attribution. So these are kind of like the main values that we provide as a company. And I think it really starts with measurement, right, as the core of everything, really measuring what brings folks into your app and what keeps them there. From there, you're able to use kind of granular insights to really optimize your spend, to more efficiently grow new users, and actually to re-engage with them as well. And then lastly, we provide holistic solutions for risk management, specifically through mobile fraud protection.
Okay. And I'd like to just turn and look at the evolution in the industry. And when I think about that, I think a little bit about you and Ashleigh, you and Reddit. It was a massive year, 2019. Saw you roll out a number of milestones. I covered some of them, an ad performance bundle for a variety of ad campaign objectives. Evolution or revolution? What is it, Ashleigh?
Yeah, I mean, I think, we're almost 15 years old as a company, but our ads product is fairly new. We're kind of a baby. We're about 3 years old at this point. And I think there's a few different things that are the cause of that. So just to kind of walk through our history a little bit, in 2015, Steve came back and he focused a lot of efforts on really building our foundation to help us to get to where we're at today. 2017, we hired a CTO, VP of marketing. We updated our policies and we launched our whitelist for ads, which is the first time we'd ever done that. And then 2018 kind of onwards was really where we saw the massive shift. In 2018, we did a site redesign, which was huge. It was the first time, obviously, in like 10 years. We also launched our own ad server. So we're actually serving all of our own ads now instead of relying on a third party, which is great. We also started to focus a lot on native mobile ads since we overhauled our own app, which obviously for me as a 8-year-old mobile marketer was a huge thing. So that was really exciting for me. And then 2019 is actually where it really took off, I think. We launched app install. We launched CPC bidding, we launched targeting expansion, we launched stuff for brands as well, we launched our trending takeovers. And now for 2020 and beyond, we're working on a lot of new things. We're working on new ad formats, specifically comment page ads, which are very exciting. We've also worked on enhanced targeting and optimization. And the most exciting, I guess, for me is our enhanced measurement partnerships. So Peggy, in our last conversation in our last podcast, we talked about postbacks. We're almost okay with all of our MMPs, and that's been really exciting. I think that's definitely a game changer. Now you can actually see the performance, post-install, install performance in the Reddit ads dashboard of what your ads are actually doing. So it offers a new level of transparency and really makes a difference to advertisers and the control that they have over their marketing.
Absolutely. I've been watching that with great interest, also on a couple of Slack channels where I see the interest growing because a lot of marketers are saying, hey, 2020, if I'm going to do anything, I'm going to crack Reddit. I'm going to understand it. I'm going to get performance out of this. And that brings me really to the topic of our talk, which is exactly that. I said at the beginning, a crash course in this integration. What does it enable? Where is it adding value? Where is it reducing the hassle? Because there's a lot in this integration. It's not just, an integration. It's focused on aggregation of costs, and that's something very different. So, Larissa, I'd love you to take control here and run me through, what is this? I want to understand what this is and what it enables and where it, as I said, takes the hassle out of all of this. Because as a media buyer, formerly, you can be the best judge and you can tell us what the flexibility of the platform allows. So I'll leave it to you.
For sure. So cost aggregation, I think having more transparency around just spend and measuring more, whether that be ad revenue or anything else that drives ROI, I think has been a big push that we've seen in the industry as a whole. So the cost aggregation tool allows us to basically show cost in real time and tie that to LTV and ROI for marketers all in one dashboard, right? So in the olden days, I would have to manually pull all these reports, collate them in Excel. I was constantly checking discrepancies, and it was a very, very messy process. So this really makes it a lot easier and allows marketers to dive a lot deeper. And I think one thing that's really great about it is it doesn't really require any dev work whatsoever, right? Literally, you can press a button and it turns right on. And then from there, you can kind of dive into some other areas of our analytics to really kind of hone in on like what are those best performing segments? Where are you seeing people drop off, perhaps in a 3-day cohort or 7-day cohort based on different pieces of exposure that they might have seen from Reddit, or maybe your organic touch points. So I think holistically, providing this transparency for marketers is something that we're really excited about, especially the cost piece, because I think that allows people to really not just focus on those upfront kind of vanity metrics, but really kind of get down to what's driving business results and ROI for their business.
Absolutely. And with that in mind, those results, outcomes based, I'd like us to be futurists rather here for just a moment. We're looking at this. We know that everything has changed. Marketing is very different. You need different granularity. You need different fluidity. You need different agility. Just looking to the future of this as a very important integration, but as a part of a bigger partnership. What can we expect from this partnership going forward? Maybe I'll start with you, Ashleigh.
Yeah, I mean, I think from this and from all of our integrations, you're going to be able to actually see what works. So I think one of Reddit's main values is obviously to remember the human, and I think you need to do that in your marketing. We really, really encourage people to add value to conversations, to add value with their advertisements. And with this integration, you can actually see what works. So during the era of COVID, we had marketers change messaging to standard messaging, to COVID messaging. With this, you can actually see which one of those resonate more with users. So I think that's kind of the main thing that's going to come from this. You're going to be able to real time actually see results of the things that you do and the things that you change and the things that you optimize within your ads.
Absolutely. And that's so super important right now. I'm seeing that so much. I just read today an article, everyone changed the messaging for COVID-19. You're going to have to change it again, to reflect what's going on, particularly in North America, and show empathy and do that at scale. Larissa, same question. What can we expect from this partnership from an AppsFlyer perspective? Because you're about giving me very much a source of truth, a source of intelligence at these times.
Yeah, and I think that human element is super important, not just now, but I think in general, really to resonate with audiences that are kind of overcrowded by a lot of messages in the space. So I think one thing that we'll potentially be considering in the future is possibly an integration between our two different audience tools. I think targeting is a really powerful tool. You can use kind of the insights that you're getting from those holistic analytics to find, again, those segments that work. And then from there, combine kind of first party attributes, what we know about what people are interested in within the app, and then layer those with obviously those valuable, rich, interest-based segments that we get from Reddit. So I think there's a lot of tools that you can use to really respond to folks in a better way during this time.
Absolutely. And we have to end. So I want to thank everyone for joining. Stay throughout the day, soak it up, enjoy it. Love to have some questions, but we do have to end. We do have to go. So have a good day. Positive vibes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.